you just joined WW and you're now wondering, what do I do now? Well, today I am here to share with you my top 10 tips for a WW newbie. Let's go. If you are new here, my name is Lauren and this is Pixie Dust and Points. If not, welcome back to my channel, and this is where I share all of my adventures in living a healthy lifestyle with a little bit of Disney magic. So if that is something that interests you, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for all the fun. I've been following the WW plan for a while now, and I remember back to when I first started and just thinking, like, there's so much. What do I do? And when I first started, I was a digital only member. So I wasn't attending any workshops and I was kind of just me on my own on an island. So I just thought it might be helpful to share some of the things that I've learned along the way and things that have been helpful in helping me lose over 25 pounds. So right now I'm on the WW Purple plan, but that can change at any time. And every tip that I share today will work for both the WW Purple, green, and blue plans. So let's get into the good stuff. But actually, first, let's have a little more coffee. So number one, you don't have to change your entire life just because you're on WW. So if I could give one tip to anyone, it's to find the foods that you love and then find ways to lighten them up. So you'll find that a lot of the things that you make for yourself and your family that you truly enjoy, you can totally still work in to any of the WW plans. So take a look at your favorite recipes and think, like, where are areas that I can maybe use a leaner protein or use less oil or less butter. Find little substitutes like that that help you still have those favorite things. For me, I'm a huge cheese lover. So, and I still keep the cheese. Like you will see if you follow me on Instagram or watch my videos here, you know I am not giving up my cheese. But one thing that I do try and do is I will either use like a 2% or reduced fat cheese, or if I have a really strong flavored cheese, I might just use a little less of it. So I'm very passionate about not eating a lot of like substitute things, like things I don't want to incorporate into my life long term, but that's a way that I can totally do it. Like I make baked ziti a lot, and used to, I would put a full bag of mozzarella cheese on it, and it would be the full fat one that has like the touch of Philadelphia worked into it. I don't have to do that. I can find a way to lighten it up and it still be great. So now I'll use a part skim reduced fat mozzarella, and I might do a cup over the entire dish that's going to be 8 servings. So that's an easy way to lower some points down. Number 2, invest in a food scale. So for my first probably 6 months on my WW journey, I did not have a food scale, and I was measuring everything with measuring cups and spoons, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. But you'll find that if you spend a long time in the kitchen measuring and tracking your foods, you're not going to want to be doing that as often. So this has been a game changer for me. It's made it very quick for me to measure out the amounts of food that I'm doing. It's digital. I can change it out from like pounds to grams. I measure a lot of my food in grams. Tear it out to be 0, so I find it to be super helpful, especially if I'm like adding toppings onto something. I could just, you know, add the one topping, hit tear, add the next topping, hit tear again. Game changer. This one here is Taylor brand. It's a glass top, so if I wipe it off, like if I get something on it, I can just wipe it off easily. I bought this one at Costco. I think it was around $20. I'll see if I can find something similar, and I will link it down below. Tip number 3, before you get going, really take a moment and sit down and wrap your head around why you are doing this. So in the WW community, people will often talk about what's your why. And that is something that's going to keep you going throughout this entire journey. And your why today might be different than your why tomorrow. You might have a short-term why and a long-term why, but that's what's really going to keep you anchored and sticking with this even when times get tough. So if I could go back to the very beginning of my journey, I was just thinking about food when so much of it really is mindset. So really think about, you know, why are you doing this and what's going to keep you going, and really go back and revisit that often. And when you are in those moments where you might be wanting to make choices that don't align with your goals, you can have that moment and stop and think, wait, Why am I doing this? And it really is helpful. So make sure that you identify a why and address all that good mindset stuff, because I'm not gonna lie, this stuff for me is at least like 90% mindset and probably 10% food. So there's a tip from someone who's been there and struggled with that at the beginning. Tip number 4 is to base your meals around 0 point foods. So for me, especially on the WW Purple plan where I don't get as many daily smart points, it's very important that my meals are anchored in a good lean protein and fruits and veggies, which really I guess should be what it should be for all 3 plans. But for me, I find that if I anchor it in those 0 point foods and then go from there, I can have what I want. Tip number 5. Okay, tip number 5, set yourself up for success. So at the beginning of the week, I always make sure that I take some time to do this, and it looks different every week. So I do meal prep sometimes and, do the big, I'm going in the kitchen for 3 hours and we'll commit to this for the week, but sometimes I don't. But what I do make sure is that I always have pre-washed and maybe even pre-chopped veggies and fruits in the refrigerator, so that if I get hungry, I can grab those, or also if I'm cooking, so that it takes me a little less time when I'm doing that. I also make sure that I have lean proteins on hand. So maybe it's a week where I'm not doing a full meal prep, but I know that for my lunches, maybe I'm going to do pasta for a couple of days, maybe I'm going to do a couple of salads. So maybe I'll grill a few pieces of chicken, have them in the refrigerator, and just have them on hand, ready to throw in whatever I'm making that day. So taking those few extra minutes to make a plan and have whatever you need at hand is really, really helpful. And also going grocery shopping, like make your list when you go. Make sure you have the foods that are going to keep you on track and maybe out of a drive-through or, out of the candy jar on hand. It'll make things a lot easier for you. Tip number 6, hydrate. Hydrate, 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 hydrate. Did you know that a lot of the times when we think we're hungry, we're not, we're actually thirsty? So make sure that you hydrate. So I'll let you and your doctor decide however much water is right for you. For me, I try to drink about half of my body weight each day in water. Yes, that is a lot of water, but that's what my body needs. So I live in Orlando, Florida. It's very hot here, especially in the summer. It's humid all year round. I know that I need that much water. The great thing about the WW app now is that it has a water tracker built into it. So make sure you use that if it's helpful for you. I've seen people use gallon water jugs that they will get off of Amazon. I'll link one down below so that you can see what those look like if that's helpful for you. I know when I was working in an office building, that was something that was super helpful for me, was having my water full and ready to go at my desk so that I didn't have an excuse to not be drinking it. If you are not a water lover, that is not me. I am a water baby. But if you're not, maybe you find ways to add something to it. So I love True Lemon products. You've heard me talk about those before. Big fan of those. Some people will do like the Mio drops in their water or the Crystal Light drops in their water. Whatever you need to do, just make sure that you're hydrating your body, because that will help you learn how to identify between your true hunger cues or maybe just when you're thirsty. And you really just feel so much better when you're hydrating your body. It makes your body happy, and that's what we're going for, right? Tip number 7, speaking of that WW app and the water tracker, I definitely encourage you to take the time to get to go through that WW app and learn all the great features of it. So WW has done an awesome job over the past year or so probably of really making sure that the app is robust. There is so much within it, but my favorite things in it that I think will help get you started, number 1 is the barcode scanner. So there is a barcode scanner, so if you're in the grocery store and you're looking at an item and you're not sure how many points it is, scan it really fast, it will tell you. There is also a recipe builder within it. So again, if you're making one of your favorite recipes that you already know and love, you can go in, add your ingredients, see how many points that would be. That's super helpful. I love the water tracker. Recently, they added a sleep tracker to it as well. There's also areas for like meditation and activity. So really just make sure that you take the time to go through that app, because there are a world of resources out there for all WW members, whether you are one who goes to workshops or you're a digital only member. So take advantage of that app for sure. Number 7 is to find activity that you love. So one of the features of the WW app as well is that you can link your fitness tracker. I have an Apple Watch, so it is linked to my WW account. So anytime I do a workout, it knows it, it talks to it, and it gives me my activity points so that it's all there ready to go and I don't have to manually input it. But the reason why I say find activity that you love is when I started this, I think I was like, oh my God, I've got to eat everything right, and I've got to go running every day, and it was just go, 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 right? It doesn't have to be that way, and I'm now at the point, this clicked for me probably early in like the stay-at-home time that we had earlier this year, where exercise doesn't have to be a bad thing that I don't look forward to, and now it is something that I love, and I view it more for my mental state than my physical state, but it all goes together, right? So now I know that, like, I don't love angry workouts. I love yoga and I love dancing and I do love running because I'm just mindless when I do it. But if I didn't love those things, I wouldn't be doing them. So keep trying different things out until you find something that works for you. The WW app even has workouts within it, so take a look at some of those. Maybe you'll find some. JVN from Queer Eye is on some of them, and they're really great too. So I've done like stretching with him, which are really fun. Side note, but just make sure that you're doing that. I view that completely independently of my food journey. So it's all part of me trying to be better and more kind to my body, but independent of my food. So if you are struggling wrapping your head around exercise and what I need to do, just don't. So I lost the first bit of my weight without ever exercising a single day, and you can too. So just exercise for your brain, exercise because it feels good, and find something that you love. Number 9. I've lost count. So for number 9, I urge you, I can't say this loudly enough, please eat your weeklies. Please eat your weeklies. Please consider eating your weeklies. Eating your weeklies is not a bad thing. Eating your weeklies is a good thing. WW intended for you to eat your weeklies. So that's that, if that was clear. Some people choose to not eat their weeklies. Totally live your life. Just my tips for what has worked for me and things that I find to help keep me successful. Eating my weeklies is a huge part of that. For me, the weeklies are what makes this a sustainable life choice. Weeklies are what enables me to have pizza night. Weeklies are what enables me to go to Disney and eat a Mickey bar when you see me doing that. I love weeklies. They are there for a reason. When WW says you can lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, that is inclusive of your weekly points. So when I first began, I kind of had this mindset of that my weeklies were bad, and if I dipped into my weeklies, it meant that I wasn't doing something right. And that, frankly, isn't it at all. So please enjoy your weeklies, and please find ways to balance your life and do the things that you love, and go out to happy hour with your friends, or have the backyard barbecue with your neighbors, and like just live life. And that's what they are there for. Or maybe it's so that you can have ice cream every night, and you stay within your points all day long, and you decide that all of those weeklies are going to be spent on that bowl of ice cream every night. You can do that. And that's what they're there for. So I encourage you, please don't be afraid of them. To be completely transparent, I lost less weight when I wasn't eating my weeklies. So think about that for a little bit and enjoy yourself a treat. Last but not least, number 10. We have made it, and this is my probably favorite item on this list. This is really the fun one. I can't recommend this enough, is that you engage socially on this journey. So you are not alone. There are probably millions of people with you on it, but something that was completely a game changer for me was using Instagram. And so when I first started using it, I would just go on there. I created an account just for my Weight Watchers fun, and I would just look at other people's accounts and see what recipes they were doing, or see what workouts they were doing, or just get inspiration from them. And then I kind of started to post a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and now I have friends, and it's just like a thing, right? But it has been such a game changer. So the journey that I've had through engaging socially has helped me develop friendships, has reminded me that I am not alone, has inspired me like nothing else, and has been really pivotal in the mindset shift that I have had through this journey. Being able to see that there are other women and men who are in this with me, who have the same struggles that I have, has been huge. It's really helped me wrap my head around the all or nothing mindset and how I shouldn't have that. So it's been really, really helpful with that and my journey in getting past that, which is something I really struggled with in the beginning. It's just been so happy, and I've gotten so many good ideas for healthy swaps, for new recipes. I mean, I could just go on and on. So if Instagram isn't your thing, you can also use WW Connect. It functions very similarly. I personally prefer the Instagram community. I just feel, I don't know why, I just love it. But they're both great, and you can find community in both of them. If you are a WW Connect person, one really awesome thing about that is that they have different groups for different interests. So for example, I love WW, I love Disney. There is a WW at Disney group within it. So people will post ideas of things that they find in the parks, or they want advice for when they are going, things like that. So yeah, so it's super helpful and so inspiring. My goodness gracious, like you see, God, like you hear people's stories and see the progress they've made, and it just makes you want to keep going. So engage socially, you won't regret it. And even if you don't actively engage, maybe just take a look at some accounts, because you'll be inspired for sure. All right, friends, that is it. Those are my top 10 tips for what I wish I knew when I was a WW newbie. So if you are not new around here, please leave a comment down below and share with our newbie friends any tips that you have that could help their journey. I wish you all the very, very best in whatever your goals are. I know you can do it. Keep me posted. I'm here cheering you on, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Catch you later. Bye.